museum review today of the release of the book Khas Mahal, Taj Mahal, by Mr.A.Qaiyum. This book gives us an important overview about the Mongol history, Turkey, and Africa. It serves as a valuable guide for all those who are keen to know more about it. Here, I'm really honored to underline that many Mughal rulers of India, from roughly 10th century to 19th century, were of Turkish origin. Just to name a few, Mehmud of Ghazni, Ahmed Khusraw Dendi, and even the great emperor Mustafa. Coming back to the Turkish connection with Hyderabad, Qutb Shahi, the founder of modern-day Hyderabad, were also Turkish. They were from a state called Karakorum, which ruled modern-day Armenia, Azerbaijan, Western Iran, and Eastern Turkey. So they ended up in Delhi around 16th century, and then shortly after moved south of Deccan. Qutb Shahis were wiped out by Arda, and around 1820 the Asif Shahis began ruling Hyderabad as Nizam. They were also of Turkish origin, this time from Central Asia. Maybe today, India and Turkey seem miles apart on the map. And it is indeed true that we don't share common borders. However, history shows us that we share something even more precious, and that is common culture and value. There was much interaction between India and Turkey in the history in all realms, including commercial, political, and cultural fields. And part of my job here is to help restore and revive these ancient trade cultural links and ties. In this context, the work of historians like my friend Mr.A.Qaiyum are our most solid guidelines and supports. Before concluding, I would like again thanks to Mr.A.Qaiyum for this kind invitation, and would like to wish him and his group all success. Thank you very much.
I cannot contradict my wife, because a good Muslim obeys Allah and his wife. Anyway, not wrong that I am from Delhi. We are in the process of becoming Hyderabadis. Perhaps we won't become Hyderabadi overnight, becoming a Hyderabadi on such an evening. Anyway, listening to very nice speeches, I feel honored, first of all, to be here with the chief guest and to see the release of this beautiful book by the author and to hear his comments about the thing. We lived in Arda for 2 years, and during those 2 years we must have seen the Taj Mahal at least 200 times or something like that. Aapne farmaya that during a dust storm and this and that. I saw the Taj Mahal during a hailstorm, Holi par I think, and little small and bigger little round balls of dull white olas were falling on the dome, and one going this way and one going that way. It was quite exciting. I've seen the Taj during an Aandhi, during a dust storm. It didn't look particularly beautiful during a dust storm, but it did look very remarkable during a hailstorm. Anyway, the son, one of my friends, a poet who saw the Taj Mahal early in the morning, he said, Rashid, जैसे यकायक पड़े चेहरे महबूब पर शौक की पहली नजर, आज कुछ इस तरह से ताज के आरिस पे है सुबह की पहली किरण. Then, during the evening, he said, we went again to see the Taj in the evening. And he said, look Rashid, it seems as if the sun doesn't want to go, it doesn't want to lose sight of the Taj. I said, no, the sun knows that it can come back tomorrow morning again from the other side. And and have a look at the Taj. Anyway, moonlight suits the Taj more than sunlight does. That is true. However, I noticed that one thing which suited the Taj even more than moonlight was a dark but starry night. When the stars twinkled, seeing the Taj from a distance, that perhaps the stars moved, but to the human eye it seemed as if the Taj is rising above, and it was a beautiful sight. Anyway, the Taj is beautiful, there is no doubt about it. Let us sing its praises. We have heard a lot of praises today. We will hear more and more praises will be sung of the Taj, and it deserves all that. I saw the Taj wrapped up in green gunny bags and in heaps of grass during the Indo-Pakistan war. The Taj was a very luminous and a very attractive object for the Pakistani bombers. In one night they bombarded Arda 13 times, and the Taj was quickly wrapped up so that it hides itself, and in a pitch dark, blackened night, you कहते थे कि बिल्कुल क्या कहते थे उसे when it was declared that there would be no light? Blackout. Even during a blackout, the Taj shone, and from hundreds of kilometers away, it could be spotted. Anyway, I found the Taj most beautiful in a starry night. However, the Taj is there. As far as that Turk room, I was absolutely delighted to hear that reference that in Telangana and in Andhra Pradesh, the people call Muslims Turk room. But it's no wonder. Kabir wrote, Hindu kahe Ram mohe pyara, Turk kahe Rahmana. So Muslims even in North India were referred to as Turks. Iltutmish was referred to as Turk. Razia Sultana was referred to as Turk. Even Babur called himself a Turk. He wrote his Tusk, his Roznamcha, his diary in Turkey. And you're right, that the language of the real language of the Mughals was Turkish, of course, before they got Rajput mothers and all, and before they got Persian mothers. But then when Humayun spent 15 years in Iran, and thereafter Nur Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal and Asif Khan and all those, so Persian virtually overtook Turkish in North India. Still, the ties between the whole of India, not only Hyderabad, of course Hyderabad is very special ties with Turkey, but the whole of India has a lot of ties with Turkey. And Turk didn't mean just Turkey. Turk meant all the tribes from in Central Asia, Turkmenistan, that is not a part of Turkey. So Turk meant, and Turk also meant a sort of a dynamic, forceful, very lively, powerful people. Anyway, I don't have enough time. My wife always tells me don't make long speeches, bore everyone. I am absolutely delighted to be here and in Hyderabad and in this meeting with such a distinguished chief guest, in such a beautiful release of such a beautiful book, and hearing so many people. I would just say that I'm also reminded of the poem of another friend of mine, Mr.A.R.Shervani, which I don't want to repeat, but still that is also a way in which we should look at things. We Muslims are used to treating everything in black and white. It is either truth or falsehood, haq and batil, either iman or kufr. There's nothing in between. Hindu philosophy tells us that truth is hidden behind a lot of falsehoods, and falsehoods are submerged evening. True, but false. It's 9 o'clock in the morning in America. It's 3 o'clock in the afternoon in Japan. And it's about 3 o'clock in the morning in London. So, no statement can be absolutely true and no statement can be absolutely false. This is what Hindu philosophy tells us. And we Indian Muslims, although we don't admit it all the time, but in many ways we are Hindus and I'm glad of it. There are many things which we have imbibed from all over the world, and why not from India itself. I love my country. There are very many wonderful things in India, the Ajanta, the Ellora, the Elephanta, the Konark, and so many others. They are not less wonderful than the Taj Mahal, but still, Taj has a very, very distinctive beauty and charm of its own. May it live forever. I am very glad to be here. I am very grateful to Arda, who is very kind to me. And one of the reasons I shifted to Hyderabad is that Arda is here. And I am very glad to be here. I hope to be here with meet many of you again and be with you. I am very grateful to all Arifuddin Saab for inviting me here and for giving me this honor. Thank you very much.
Type of architecture, what he left for Indians for posterity. So we must generally I praise Shah Jahan for this. Let us take the case of Jame Masjid, Delhi, which he built in 1640s after the Taj was planned and when he was shifting the capital. And whatever project he has taken in hand, he finished 100%. He never left anything unclear or incomplete. So, but if we take the example of Hyderabad, much with historical facts says the Makkah Masjid is there, it's never completed without any boundary. It was there only Nizam's built some boundary. The main gate is built by volunteers. And let us take the Qudusai tombs. It's got a very perimeter. All the tombs are left open. Only Shah, this Savanan first, after when he became Prime Minister of Hyderabad during 1853 to 1883, he thought that he will. And about Charminar also, this is no because and should not have been because it is exactly on the path. And for the city also there was no rampart, only some Mughals built, then after that built. But there is, if you take the Shah Jahan Bagh, Delhi, it was totally built by Shah Jahan, including mosque, including fort. So wherever he any project, either gardens of Kashmir or the Shalimar Bagh of Lahore, and he completed. Even today also it is incomplete. So I thought I must study, and I studied, and very, very good number of things I wrote on my study, the full record and authenticity. So whatever I could do, I have done. And ultimately, I will say one thing: for study or for writings on Taj, not only Indians are writing, but across the globe. I will say about research scholar from America who has discovered that in the Charbagh, the fig leaves, figs were planted, Anjeer was planted in the original garden. The reason for Anjeer, we think that Mewa hai, that's why it has been planned by Shah Jahan and Mughals. But he comes to conclusion, because during the moonlight, the moon doesn't throw light totally on the dome because it passes from one side of the river. So there will be darkness towards garden side, that is southern side of the Taj. So the leaves of the fig will act as a reflector to the moonlight, and then it will be, dome will be illuminated. That is the research being done by eminent scholars from India, but so I thought always, why should not we do when others are doing? And so in my view, whatever I thought fit, whatever I could do, I referred many good number of books, very many, and it took 2 years. Then I so thank you very much. The Khas Mahal, Taj Mahal, he has mentioned only in 1 or 2 sentences about Khas Mahal. What is Khas Mahal? Khas Mahal is a palace in Agra Fort. There is another Khas Mahal built by Shah Jahan in Red Fort, Delhi. And the Khas Mahal is a place in fort where it is private. Because Diwan Khas will be there, where officials will be invited to discuss very secret Diwan Khas. Diwan for people. The kings will administer this. So it is very much there in Agra Fort and in Delhi. But the Khas Mahal will enter when people go in thousands of numbers to view the Taj Mahal. The guides will take you through Khas Mahal without explaining this. And they will narrate the stories of confinement of Shah Jahan in such a way that everybody will come to know about Shah Jahan's greed, and they will be viewing the Taj Mahal from almost Musamman Burj and Khas Mahal and other places. So, but people have ignored, not only people but eminent others have ignored. And the importance of Khas Mahal is, it was built by Shah Jahan, and Shah Jahan's period is very famous for building and rebuilding and dismantling of Akbar's palace in Agra Fort. So this was the palace built by Akbar, but Shah Jahan didn't like that architecture, so he dismantled almost every part of the earlier palace and he built Taj Mahal. But keeping 2 side buildings with Bengali intact built by Akbar and then again Japan. So this was built by Shah Jahan for the Ulutas Mahal. When he became king in 1628, 28, 29, 30, 31st, for 4 years he lived in Khas Mahal. And the plan of the Khas Mahal, if we study, is very much similar to Taj Mahal. So the Shah Jahan, after death, after the death of Ulutas Mahal, she just converted the Khas Mahal's plan into Taj Mahal. And it is also built on the Jamna front. Khas Mahal also is exactly on Jamna front and Taj Mahal also, and view is there. So the eminent authors have ignored. So I thought I must contribute the things which have been ignored totally or without the study of something. So I have included, I have studied and included many things. Another point is, when the Taj Mahal was, the site was selected, how the site was selected? Taj Mahal, many authors have given a number of views, about 12 reasons have given. But in my view, the first reason should have been written by them as the Qibla direction of the mosque is very much parallel to the river Jamna flows there. And if the site is taken some 100 yards or half kilometers away, because the river turns and you cannot construct the Taj Mahal or this entire complex exact either you have to depart with your bed and you cannot turn the monument because the Qibla direction will never be, cannot be done. So in my view, when the engineers were assigned the work to give the mark out and to select the site, first the selection of the site was for the mark. Generally our well-known authors will not care. They will be only describing the monument in detail about lavishness, architecture, all those things are there. And ultimately they will write, because there was expressed in Master in Shahjahan building and this side Mehman Khana was and this garden. So, but if we see as engineers and studies and as the true direction of the past, that is the only place in Arda at that time this was celebrated. So this thing also has been never described by anybody. As per my study and many more things I have included, which I cannot say in detail now. So that fact I have never read. Whenever I went to Taj, Agra, Delhi, etc., I have not only I visited Taj, but for Taj, for the sake of Taj, Agra moved number of times. Many other monuments built by Shahjahan number of times. Then in Delhi also compared for many more mosques. Suppose there is a tomb of Sher-Shah outside Mahal. The idea of the Aks नजर आता है is taken from Sher-Shah Sudishma and adopted here. Here the Jamuna is there is an artificial lake and that was built in 1560s and all. So just 40, 60, 80 years before it was built. So many elements are there. Even Sher-Shah's mosque, which is standing in Purana Qila, the architecture is redesigned by Mughals and adopted here in the mosque. And like Charbagh is very famous, coming from Turkey, Iran, Central Asia to India, and the main gateway. And so we, and one more thing, the writers write astonishingly how it is built on the bank of the river. So my suggestion is, if we visit the Delhi port, we will see a number of palaces exactly on the river Jamuna in Delhi. This Diwan Khas, again Khas Mahal, Rang Mahal, Mumtaz Mahal, the series is there. The reason for selection of the site is very beautiful view of the river will be there, and they will be coming from hundreds of miles. So the Mughals like all those settings. The similar fashion is at Agra Fort. Of course, it started by Akbar the Great, and then there were palaces built in Allahabad. Allahabad also there is a fort, but much discussion we find today. So the Akbar's palaces were there in Allahabad. In Jahl-e-Sutun, one of the famous palaces, so these are the things to be studied and connected with one city to another city, and including Lahore, then Kashmir gardens also. So for the sake of Mughal study, one is to visit many number of things. And one more thing, Shahjahan first time selected the marble structure, 100% marble. From there he got the idea. He has visited Madu's tomb, Hoshan Shah's tomb in Madu, which was built in 1435. 200 years before, Hoshan Shah built a tomb in Madu fort. When Shahjahan stayed there, he got the idea after seeing the Hoshan Shah's tomb. Externally also it is marble, internally 100% it is marble. So he has also got number of them. And one more thing, when I was writing the book on Charminar, I found the distance from Machadi Command to Charminar is 925 feet. Gurdwara to Machadi Command 350, then Gurdwara to Charminar again 350, 700. From Char Command to Charminar it is 259. In Taj Mahal also, from main gate to the platform of the Taj Mahal, it is again 925. So how has gone, we don't know. Maybe accidental or intentional or don't know. But the idea at that time I got this 925 feet, and because the Charminar was built by Muhammad Quli Sultan in 1990s, that is 40 years before the Taj Mahal. So, and Shah Jahan entered the Thai kingdom in distress, in a Parishani mein. He entered the Thai kingdom, and at that time Charminar was standing, and he never visited the city because, and he passed from the Maharashtra side to Machilipatnam, which was not an army, because Shah Jahan was so against him. So he passed, but he never entered. He came to Deccan along with this Mumtaz Mahal and sons Darashko, Shuja, Aurangzeb, and then again he returned back. He could not succeed in the third side.